title of my icebreaker is simply the icebreaker. That's what I came up with. So. And here I stand, ready to give my very first Toastmasters speech. And it's an icebreaker, so I've been told. Now in my mind, the words icebreaker conjures images of a strong, stealth Arctic steamship chopping its way through a frozen wilderness to make path for exploration into uncharted and unfamiliar territory. Well, perhaps this icebreaker is intended to clear a path needed to enter a new world that's been unexplored by the novice Toastmaster. I believe that this task has been given to a novice Toastmaster to do just that, to break the speaker's own barrier that has held her at bay, hesitant to hear her own voice being spoken in front of a crowd. And so here I stand, this novice Toastmaster, raising her voice just loud enough to break the icy barrier that has held her at bay for just a little bit too long. Now, I must begin by saying to you that speaking in front of a crowd is not new to me. My name is Allison Grace Haggart, and I have been grasping at opportunities to speak in front of people since the age of 8. Now, you may think that such a person would be loud, extroverted, type A personality, always vying for attention, hand forever raised in anticipation of being chosen to speak her mind or take on leadership roles in the community. Well, that's not me. Rather than the loud, extroverted, type A personality, I am the quiet, introverted, observant individual who accumulates, who absorbs the ideas as the world spins about her, waiting for opportune moments to speak. And when those moments arise, I'm ready, as I am now, pretty much, with my notes. As the quiet introvert of a family of quick-witted individuals, I was left to my quiet mind to sort it all out. My 2 older brothers, whom I adore and I have the utmost respect for, would fill our dinner time discussions with fast-paced recitations of Monty Python skits, or of the latest Simpsons episode antics, or key passages to Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, a book which I have actually never read, but I know very well who Zaphod Beeblebrox is, and that 42 is indeed the answer to life, the universe, and everything. This speedy discourse is one with which I could never keep up. Perhaps at times I felt left out and insecure, lacking in the quick intellect that my brothers seemed so naturally to possess. But when my grade 4 teacher introduced public speaking as part of the Ontario English curriculum, a light shone in my dark, quiet world. Here, I had the opportunity to create my text, mind my words, and craft them just so, and I would have a captive audience for at least 3 to 5 minutes of the time that we are allotted. And I found that this opportunity was golden. So every year throughout my primary and high school days, I would relish the moments to give and deliver our public speeches. I realized that I had something of value to say. And some people, although not all people, they not only liked what I had to say, but they actually wanted to hear more. In writing my yearly speeches, I would draw upon my personal experiences, which I came to realize were actually unique and inspiring, profound and moving, spiritual yet grounded enough to touch the people that were listening. You see, public speaking allowed me to put into words my experience of being part of Heal the Children Canada, where my family participated as a foster family to 6-year-old Ju Young, to 12-year-old Ji Soon, to 16-year-old Young Hee, to 14-year-old Aminata, and 16-year-old Hwajang. My family carried these girls through open heart surgery. We nursed them back to health and sent them back home to eagerly awaiting families in South Korea and in Sierra Leone. And my role in all this fostering and caregiving from 1984 to 1991 was that of new sister, friend, confidant, language learner, and language teacher. When most teenagers were hanging out at the local mall, planning on what to wear to the high school dance, I was spending my time learning Korean and sitting hospital bedside through my foster sister's convalescence from open heart surgery. So you can perhaps understand that for an introspective teenager, soaking in the whirlwind of activities spiraling about her, putting pen to paper was the most effective way to make sense of what I was living. And knowing that I had a captive audience made my writing tasks all the more worthwhile. I realize now, in hindsight, that what I was living was very good. In a world wrought with hatred, violence, disconnect, misunderstandings, loneliness, and isolation, I believe now that when the teachers judging our students' speeches were left in tears after my talk had ended, I realized that I had touched a chord, and that I realized the power of words. I realized the power of words, but more importantly, I realized the power of words that are spoken aloud, words that are shared. A private journal would not suffice. Marianne Williamson, a contemporary spiritual and social leader to whom I look when I need guidance as I maneuver my way through my adult life, wrote that our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are more powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. And your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. And it's not just in some of us, it's in all of us. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. And as we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So you see, a private journal for my thoughts and reflections on my experience, perhaps, but words written to be shared with classmates, teachers, and community leaders was where the real change began to take place. Now you must know that despite this story that I have just shared with you of my enriched youth, for more than 20 years, I have actually stopped shining. I have stopped sharing my story. Without revealing the unnecessary details of the crooked path my life may have taken during the early part of my adult life, let's just say that I had reverted to the quiet, uncertain one, while louder voices spelled out their rhetoric of life, the universe, and everything according to them. But life is cyclical. It comes around again. And if we sit quietly enough to hear the answers we found in silence, we can in turn find our voice again when the opportunity arises to do so. And my time is now here with this icebreaker, and I welcome this uncharted territory. So as this novice Toastmaster brings her icebreaker to a close, know that the ice has indeed been broken. I cannot wait to see what this exploration has in store for me. After all, I've been soaking in experiences for the past 20 years, and I'm bound to have something to say.